Hi, my name is
Hi, my name is Johor.
Hi, my name is JYNSON.
Hi, my name is JYNSON, and in the next few minutes, me and my members are going to show you a latent reality. In order to understand why it matters, let's commence with a simple scene. Imagine a coastline where fishing boats sit idle for months. The fishermen are ready, but the sea says no. This scene repeats every single year. To address the hidden impact it brings, Helios tides steps in.
Malaysia is blessed with two powerful natural gifts, sunlight and tides. We sit on the equator with solar energy year-round. We face the South China Sea with tides that pulse twice daily like clockwork.
Yet, these gifts remain disconnected. Fishermen stop working during monsoons, corals are declining. The energy grid struggles with instability. We have the resources, we just haven't connected them. Helios tides is designed to bring them together.
The northeast monsoon arrives every year without fail. From November to March, rough seas shut down fishing along our east coast. This is not a rare disaster, it is a predictable shutdown. According to the statistic, 30,000 to 40,000 fishermen are without work during these 5 months. With little to no income, families may fall behind on electricity bills, struggle with rent, or accumulate debt. Government aid, when it comes, is rarely fast enough.
Helios Tides is a national strategy to transform our east coast into a year-round fishing ground. Here is how it works. We place floating solar platforms on the sea. They generate electricity to create tiny bubbles from seawater. The bubbles are released from pipes following the rhythm of tides, which is more during high tide and fewer during low tide. As the bubbles rise, they bring nutrient-rich water up from the deep. This attracts fish and creates a natural feeding ground. And you know what the best part? Fishermen do not need sonar to find this spot. They can see it. Bubbles rising from the surface tell them exactly where the fish are waiting.
Put simply, we want to close the seasonal income gap for East Coast fishermen. This means enabling them to keep fishing through the monsoon. To get there, we are focused on three things. First, create visible fishing grounds close to shore, so fishermen can find fish without expensive gear. Second, generate clean power with floating solar to run the system and support Malaysia's energy goals. Third, bring nutrient-rich water to the surface to improve the nearshore marine environments.
Floating solar platforms sit in waters 20 to 40 meters deep, close to fishing villages. Solar power runs electrolysis, creating bubbles released with the tide. Bubbles bring out nutrients, nutrients attract fish, fishermen see the bubbles and drop their nets. 5 components make it happen. First, the solar platform, HDB floats and glass panels. It generates all the power needed. Second, the electrolysis unit. It splits seawater into bubbles, no moving parts. Third, the control system. It follows tidal data, releasing more bubbles at high tide, fewer at low tide. Fourth, the seabed pipeline. Flexible pipes with micropores release bubbles across the zone. Fifth, the sensor system. It monitors fish activities and water conditions, feeding data back for optimization. Here is the process in brief. Sunlight generates electricity, which in turn creates bubbles. The tides regulate their release. As the bubbles rise, they bring nutrients out from the deep, feeding marine life. Fish gather in the area, allowing fishermen to spot them and cast their nets. Sensors track the performance.
But have you ever wondering about how do bubbles attract fish? Deep seawater is rich in nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and other essential elements for marine life. Normally, these stay in the dark, below where sunlight reaches. When bubbles rise, they bring this nutrient-rich water up. Sunlight will trigger phytoplankton growth, which is the base of the food chain. Zooplankton come along with small fish, larger fish will follow, and the bubble zone becomes a feeding ground. We are not actually creating fish, but setting the table and let the fish come to eat.
Helios tides brings together 3 innovations never combined before. First, bubbles instead of pumps. Previous systems used mechanical pumps, high electricity, and frequent maintenance. We use electrolysis bubbles. No moving parts, minimal maintenance, and solar powered. Second, following the tide's rhythm, tides rise and fall. Fish follow that rhythm. So do we. More bubbles at high tide, fewer at low tide. Third, a visible fishing ground. Fishermen rely on sonar or luck. We make the spot visible. Bubbles on the surface show them exactly where to go. All the technologies already exist. Floating solar, electrolysis, and micro-pro pipes. We are the first to bring them together to fishing communities.
Helios ties visible on 4 levels. Technically, all core technologies exist. We are combining, not inventing. Economically, pilot costs are manageable. Solar cut fuel costs. Revenue comes from bigger caps, electricity sales, carbon credits, and tourings. Environmentally, the system is clean. Bubbles and not chemicals. Upwelling mimics natural ocean processes. Platforms become artificial reefs. Socially, fishermen are organized and the need is urgent. The project creates jobs and extra income. It does not compete. A cooperative model keeps benefit local.
Helios tides will transform Malaysia's coast. Economically, fishermen earn during monsoons. As a result, families stay stable. Meanwhile, local economies run year-round. Fish production remains steady, and prices stop spiking. Socially, communities gain resilience. The annual uncertainty ends. People plan ahead, and young people see fishing as a viable future. Environmentally, bubble zones become marine hotspots. Nutrients feed the food chain so that fish populations grow. The platforms create habitats. There are no chemicals added. It just bubbles. Helios tides proves that when we connect sunlight, tides, technology, and people, we can change everything.
The monsoon will always come. That is nature. What is not natural is accepting that thousands of families must lose their income every year because of it. Helios tides offers a different path, not by fighting the sea, but by working with it. Using sunlight and tides to create a fishing ground that exists even when the waves are rough.
The technology exists. The communities are ready. What has been missing is the will to try something new. This project is not just about fish or income. It is about proving that we can find a remedy for the predicament that we once thought were unsolvable. The future doesn't wait. The sea gives. Now it's our opportunity.